Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ch30 and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see in the future. Click that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on my post notifications. That way you lovely people get notified every single time I upload a video. In today's video, we are going to go into chapter 30 of Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. It's just getting interesting, in my opinion. What's going on with Jamie? We just found out that there was a news article written that maybe Jamie and Pip and Connor conspired to make him disappear. Is it true? I don't want to say it's true, but we need to find out. So let's get right into it. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. This is your only warning. Chapter 30. Another corridor lined with eyes circling. Pip kept her head down as she stumbled through toward her locker. It was the end of the day, clearly enough time for the article to have spread around the entire school, but she couldn't get to her locker. A group of sophomores was standing in front of it, talking in a tight circle and bumping backpacks. Pip drew to a stop and stared at them until one of the girls noticed her there, eyes widening as she elbowed her friend, shushing them. The group immediately disbanded, scattering away from her, leaving their whispers and giggles behind. Pip opened her locker and placed her political science textbook inside. As she withdrew her hand, she noticed the small folded piece of paper that must have been pushed through the gap above the door. She reached for it, opened it. In large black printed letters, it read, "This is your final warning, Pippa. Walk away." The scream inside her flashed again, climbing up her neck. How imaginative. The exact same note Elliot Ward had left her in her locker last October. Pip's hand tightened into a fist around the note, screwing it up. She dropped the ball of paper to the floor and slammed her locker shut. Kara and Connor were standing just behind it, waiting for her. "Everything okay?" Kara asked, her face soft with concern. "Fine," Pip said, turning to walk with them down the hall. "Have you seen?" Connor said. "People online are actually believing it, saying they thought it was a little too elaborate, that it felt scripted." "I told you," Pip said. Her voice came out dark, remolded by her anger. "Never read the comments." "But, hey," Aunt's voice called as they turned the corner past the chemistry classrooms. He, Lauren, and Zach were just behind them, coming from the other direction. They waited for the others to catch up and slot between them, Aunt's steps falling in line with Pip's. "Whole school talking about you," he said, and out of the corner of her eye, Pip could see him watching her. "Well, the whole school is full of idiots," Kara said, hurrying to walk on Pip's other side. "Maybe," Aunt shrugged with a glance at Lauren, "but we were just thinking that, I don't know, it does seem kind of convenient." "What seems convenient?" Pip said. That there was a growl in her voice. Maybe no one else could hear it, but she did. "Well, the whole Jamie thing," Lauren spoke up now. "Oh, really?" Pip shot her a warning look, trying to hurt her with her eyes. "Connor, has it felt convenient to you that your brother is missing?" Connor's mouth opened, but he was unsure how to answer, and all that came out was a croak between yes and no. "You know what I mean, though," Aunt continued, "like the whole catfish thing, so you don't actually have to name a culprit because it's someone who doesn't really exist. Everything happening the night of the memorial for Andy and Sal, the missing knife, and you just happening to find it by the creepy farmhouse. It's a little convenient, isn't it?" "Shut up, Aunt," Zach said quietly, falling back to keep his distance, like he sensed something was coming. "What the fuck?" Kara started incredulously at Aunt. "Say the word convenient one more time and I will end you." "Whoa," Aunt chuckled, holding up his hands. "I'm just saying." But Pip couldn't hear what he was saying. He was just saying because her ears were ringing, a hiss like static broken up by her own voice asking her, "Did you plant the knife? Could you have planted the knife? Is Jamie missing? Is Lila Mead real? Is any of this even real?" And she didn't know how she was still walking because she couldn't feel her feet. She could feel only one thing. The scream had wound itself around her throat now, pulling tighter and tighter as it chased its own end. "I won't be mad," Aunt was saying. "To be honest, if it is all made up, I think it's a genius idea, except you know that you got caught and that you didn't tell me and Lauren." Kara snapped. "So you're essentially calling both Connor, Pip liars." Grow up, Aunt, and stop being such a dick all your life." "Hey," Lauren chimed in now. "You're the one being a dick." "Oh, really? Guys," Connor said, but the word was lost as soon as he uttered it. "So where is Jamie?" Aunt said. Hold up at some Super 8 somewhere, and Pip knew that he was just prodding her, but she couldn't control it. She couldn't. The double door swung inward at the end of the corridor, and the principal, Miss Morgan, stepped through. Her eyes narrowed, then lit up again. "Ah, Pip," she shouted down the hall. "I need to speak with you urgently before you go home." "Busted," Aunt whispered, making Lauren snort. "Go on, it's over now. Good girl. Might as well tell us the truth." But everything had turned to fire behind Pip's eyes. Her feet twisted, her arms swung out, her hands against Aunt's chest, shoved him, pushing him with all her strength across the width of the hall. He crashed into a bank of lockers. "What the?" Pip's elbow drew up, her forearm against Aunt's neck, holding him in place. She stared him in the eyes. Though hers had burned to ash, she had finally let it out. She screamed into his face. It ripped at her throat, and she tore at her eyes, feeding itself from the never-ending pit in her stomach. Pip screamed, and they were all that existed, just her and that scream. That is the end of chapter 30. I will see you guys in the next video for chapter 31. Bye!